Namaste. Today on Touch of Light, we're going to be talking about how to make coffee. This may seem like a not very appropriate topic. This is not a cooking show, but learning how to make coffee was a huge lesson for me on the spiritual path. This took place in a time in my life where I was relatively new to the spiritual life and didn't have a lot of self-confidence. I thought to be on the spiritual path, you had to be just perfect in every way, clear-minded, competent, capable, and I didn't feel like I was any of those things. And moreover, at that time in my life, I didn't drink coffee, so I didn't know how to make it. This particular day when this lesson occurred, someone had asked me to bring Swami Kriyananda's mail over to him. The person who usually did it was away, so I thought, well, I think I can do that. So I brought it. He was busy writing on some book, as he always was, and I brought him his mail, and I was about to just leave it by the door when he looked up from his writing and he said, "Oh, could you make me a cup of coffee before you go?" And I said, "Yes, Swamiji," but I knew in my heart I didn't know how to make coffee. So I went into his kitchen, and I knew it had something to do with boiling water. So I turned on the burner, and I put some water in a pot, and the water started boiling, and I didn't know where to go from there. So I just waited and waited for divine intervention, which came in the form of maybe 10 minutes later, Swami coming into the kitchen and looking at this pot where the water had almost boiled away and looking at me standing there looking very confused. And he looked at me and I thought, oh gosh, this is the moment of truth. He's going to realize what an utter fool I am. And maybe he'll say something like, don't you think you should go somewhere else? But none of those things happened. He looked at me and he said, don't you know how to make coffee? And I looked down and I said, no, Swamiji. And he burst out laughing. And he just came over to me and put his arm around me and patted me on the shoulder. And it was the first time in my life that I felt accepted on such a profound level, not because of what I did, not because of what I knew, but simply because I was a child of God. And Swami gave me that lesson, and it really changed me for the rest of my life, because I felt, God's love for me is not based on what I do. It's based simply on the fact that I am his child, and his love for every one of us is so much greater than we know.